The main mechanism of respiration is characterized into following steps. 5 steps. First, pulmonary ventilation, where air from atmospheric air is drawn in and CO2 is released out. Second, at the level of alveolar membrane, where O2 and CO2 are exchanged, or diffusion of gases of O2 and CO2 takes place at alveolar membrane. Next, at the blood level, where transport of gases by blood to the tissues, then that oxygen from blood into the tissues, diffusion of O2 and CO2 between blood and tissues. Then when the O2 goes inside the tissues, it is utilized for many catabolic reactions and CO2 is released with energy, ATP. This breathing is extracellular, energy consuming, and it is a physical process. It involves thorax for deflation and inflation of lungs, and due to it there is flow of air in and out from the lungs, which creates a pressure gradient between lungs and atmosphere. Due to this pressure gradient, air in and out is possible. This pressure gradient, for which muscle is responsible, diaphragm and a set of muscles which are intercostal muscles, external and internal, which are between ribs. These intercostal muscles are between ribs. Due to diaphragm and intercostal muscles, this pressure gradient is created between lungs and atmosphere, and inspiration and expiration is possible. Now, in inspiration, what is inspiration? It's an active process in which fresh air enters the lungs. Inspiration can occur if the pressure within the lungs, that is intrapulmonary pressure, is less than atmospheric pressure. When the pressure is less, the air flows from high to low. Negative pressure in lungs with respect to atmospheric pressure. Following muscles play an important role in process of inspiration. Which muscles? Diaphragm, intercostal muscles. Diaphragm, it is lowered by contraction of its fibers and becomes flat. Otherwise, diaphragm is dome shaped. When it contracts, it becomes flat. Then this causes an increase in volume of thoracic chamber. फ्लैट होने की वजह से लंग्स बढ़ जाते हैं. This causes an increase in volume of thoracic chamber. What happens? Volume increases in thoracic chamber. Due to this, pressure gradient differs from atmosphere. That is, a negative pressure is created in thorax. Now the external intercostal muscles, they occur between ribs. Ribs के between में intercostal muscles है. The external intercostal muscles contract and pull the ribs and sternum upwards, और intrathoracic cavity बढ़ा देते हैं, increase करते हैं. Pull the ribs and sternum upward and outward, thus increasing the volume of thoracic chamber in dorsoventral axis. डायफ्राम नीचे से वॉल्यूम बढ़ाता है, एक्सटर्नल इंटरकॉस्टल्स ऊपर से वॉल्यूम बढ़ाते हैं. Thus, the overall increase in volume of thoracic cavity causes an increase in pulmonary volume. As a result, there is decrease in intrapulmonary pressure. पल्मोनरी वॉल्यूम बढ़ जाता है, इसलिए उसका प्रेशर कम हो जाता है, डिक्रीज हो जाता है. The greater the atmospheric pressure outside the body now causes air to flow rapidly into external nares, which subsequently leads to alveoli due to diaphragm and intercostal muscles. अंदर का वॉल्यूम बढ़ा देते हैं, they increase volume. By that, pressure is decreased. As atmospheric pressure is more, the air is thrown in or taken in through nostrils, and from nostrils it is taken to alveoli. Now expiration. What is expiration? It is a passive process. What was inspiration? It was an active process. उसके लिए muscles needed थी to contract. It was an active process, but this is passive process. Means it happens easily without any muscle contraction. It is a passive process by which CO2 is expelled out from lungs. It takes place when the intrapulmonary pressure is higher than the atmospheric pressure. When it happens, inside pressure, inside lungs pressure or thoracic pressure is higher than the atmospheric pressure, and the air is thrown out or CO2 is thrown out. Again, this is explained through diagram. How the air enters, diaphragm contracts, ribs and sternum or intercostal muscles contract, and after the diaphragm relaxes in dome shaped, the air is thrown out. The movement of muscles involved in expiration are follows. Diaphragm. The muscle fibers of the diaphragm relax, making it convex, decreasing volume of the thoracic cavity. After relaxation, it decreases the volume of thoracic cavity. Internal intercostal muscles. These muscles contract, pulling the ribs downwards and inwards, decreasing the thoracic volume. External intercostal muscles are for inspiration, internal intercostal muscles are for expiration. The overall volume of the thoracic cavity decreases, thereby reducing pulmonary volume. As a result, the intrapulmonary pressure increases slightly above the atmospheric pressure. This in turn causes the expulsion of air from the lungs. The process of expiration is simpler than inspiration.